happening? Well, good evening. Good evening to all of you, and happy new month. I know November started yesterday. Today is just the second day of November 2025. So, happy new month to you, and welcome to Conversations with Dr. Els. It's been a while since we have been on this forum, but I am happy that you can join me. And I want you to, find someone, let them know Conversations with Dr. Els is on. Yes, as I said before, it has been a long time since we have been on this forum, several months as a matter of fact. And I miss you guys. And the last time we were on, we were talking about how to deal with a man's shortcoming, and we had a guest. Today I just want to talk to you. So I call this Let's Talk. I want to talk to you about my journey. I want to talk to you about what's ahead. I want you to just find someone and let them know Conversations with Dr. Els is on. And again, I must say that I am happy that you have joined me. And here, what I want you to do as we take this next step into Conversations with Dr. Els is to share the broadcast. I want to share the broadcast. Let me just say hi to Maria Julian. Great having you locked on to Conversations with Dr. Els, and thank you for welcoming me back. It's been a while, as I said, and it's really a great pleasure to be back. And all things equal, I am going to be with you each week, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That means it's going to be 7:30 Atlantic Time. So those of you in the Caribbean who are accustomed to hear me, who would log on, who we would have great conversations with, it's going to be 7:30 your time. So I just want you to know that with the change today, actually at 2 a.m. in Eastern Standard Time, the clock, as we say, went back. So we were back an hour. So now that it is 6:30 in the USA, it will be 7:30 in your country, depends on where you are. But I want to just say welcome back to Conversations with Dr. Els. And in our last set of conversations, I had something that was called Countdown to Jubilee. And I've been talking about the times, sometimes past, and just preparing for a Jubilee. I strongly believe, for me, that I am in a Jubilee season. To be honest with you, I am enjoying Jubilee. I have, for those of you who want to, I have celebrated 50 years. And I don't take that lightly. We people sometimes don't want to tell their age and such like that. But I don't want to take that lightly, that I am able to celebrate such a time, to be alive. And in those last few months, I must say, in those last few months, it has been a mixed time. There's been challenges, but there also has been some joys, and I'm gonna talk to you about them just now. There have been some challenges, but there have been some joys over those last several months as I journeyed out of my 40s into my 50s, and it came to a point when you began to look at life, and you ask yourself, what have you been doing? All right. And one of the things that I really focused on over those past months was, what is my Christian life like? I want to just pause here and I want to say welcome to Pastor Danley Duncan. Great having you locked on to Conversations with Dr. Els. I want you to just shout out, to give my love, our family love, to your family, and I pray that we will see sometime soon. Let me say hi to Evelyn Williams. Derek, great having you locked on to Conversations with Dr. Els. So, and Curtis Thomas, my brother, great having you locked on to Conversations with Dr. Els. And so we have USA in the house, St. Vincent in the house, Antigua in the house. And I want to encourage you to just share this conversation. And let me remind you, remember, Conversations with Dr. Els is not a teaching. This program is designed for us to have a conversation, and therefore it means that you are free to share your views on any particular topic that we're dealing with. You are free to ask questions. You are free to oppose me. That's fine. Everybody's opinion counts, right? And so I want to just remind you, this is the nature of Conversations with Dr. Els. I see also another brother whom I love, Pastor Vonnie James out there in Grenada. Great having you locked on to Conversations with Dr. Els. I am really pleased. I want you guys to know that I love you. I love you very much. And I'm taking this time because as I say that, I am reminded life is so short, and there are so many unpredictable things that happen in life, and oftentimes we don't tell each other, we don't share with each other our love for them, and it is okay for a man to say to another man, I love you, and that doesn't mean that they are homosexuals, okay? God gave us, God loved us with an everlasting love, and He encouraged us to love one another. And so there have been people in my journey, in my walks of life, who has really, really been of strength, of encouragement. Some who has been a challenge, but all in all, I believe that everything, as the Bible says, works together for my good. And so even when you have challenging people in your life, you must see it as, and this is God working it out for your good. So blessings to you, my brother Vonnie, Pastor Danley. I see Margaret Bartholomew. It's great having you locked on to Conversations with Dr. Els. And as I was saying, in the last few months, the journey has been a challenging but yet a rewarding time. And I found myself at a place where there has been so many persons around me who have died, persons who have known, and persons who are close to me, persons who are younger than I am, persons who are around my same age and such like that. And just, if you will put it, suddenly these persons passed, and it make you wonder, what is life? The psalmist talk about life being fleeting, and it means that we need to really appreciate those who we've come into contact with on our life's journey. Some folks, you would constantly talk to them, maybe daily or weekly. Some folks, you may not see or hear them in a while, but if you really understand the journey of life, you would understand that each person that you encounter is for a reason. And so I'm saying this to say to you guys, those of you who have joined me, those of you who would see it after, those of you who have encountered in one way or another, I love you. I thank God for you. And so as I said, over the past months or so, there's been that challenge of persons who pass, and I did not realize that it affected me in such a way. That as I think about life, as I think about them, let me just say this, guys. I hate death. I hate the thing that called death. And you may not share my view, but the Bible said death is an enemy. And if death is an enemy, I hate him, or her, or whatever you want to call it. I hate that thing called death. So many good people around me, just passed, and yes, I know that some would have gone to be with the Lord and such like that, but they were my friends. They were in cases relatives and such like that, and I don't want to lose them. So I hate that, and I'm really, really looking forward for the time when death would be no more, when that last enemy called death would be destroyed. And so I am saying this to say to you guys, I do appreciate you in my life. And so that challenge, what I found out was that during those times of hearing death and persons pass and situations like that, I realized that it affected me in one way that I could not understand. From time to time, there are persons, and some of you may say, well, Dr. Els, we haven't spoken in a while. But I found myself not being able to take up the phone and call someone. I found it over those last several months. I found it not being able to take up the phone and call my friends or message my friend. It seemed really hard, and I couldn't understand why. And until I spoke with a friend, and that friend said to me, I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're going through. But I want to say to you guys, even if you haven't heard me, the love is still there. I see Jana Miller, Gloucester, I thank God for you, to my friend, always locked on to conversations with Dr. Els whenever she can, but has been a very faithful person on this conversation. And so, Jana, I want you to know, hey, you are precious, you are a friend, and I thank God for you, and God has so much in store for you. I want you guys to just share this broadcast, and let me just say that we will continue this conversation into next week and the following week. I really want to start back and get this together. Let me pause again and just say hi to Avenel. Avenel, great having you locked on to conversations with Dr. Els. Good night to you, and it's great having you. These are people who have crossed my path. These are people who I love, and I really want to thank God for you. And so I want to, even as I share with you, oh wow, I'm just happy to see those folks who are on this evening as I restart conversations with Dr. Els. I want to say hi to Christine Hepburn. Great having you locked on to conversations with Dr. Els, my schoolmate, my from the same tongue. These are people who I really appreciate, even though we don't talk, we don't get to see each other as much. Princess Vicky, great having you locked on to conversations with Dr. Els, and I am really glad that you guys are here. So I'm talking about, really, in this conversation, a bit of my journey and challenges over the several months, moving into the Jubilee year and several months into Jubilee year, and what has been happening, right? And I just stay tuned, because I have some great things to share with you. But before I do so, I want to let you know of something that is coming up. If you are in the Brooklyn area, and so I want you to just listen to just listen, look at this. That's what we call on the radar. All right, what is happening on the radar? And what is happening on the radar, if you are in Brooklyn this weekend, I want to invite you to a weekend of impartation at Kingdom Life Ministries International. Kingdom Life Ministries International on the weekend of Friday, November 7th to Sunday, November 9th. Okay, it's going to be a weekend of impartation that activate your destiny, prophetic insight for your journey ahead, healing and restoration, opportunity for personal encounter. It is free, and so even if you're not in Brooklyn and you know someone who is in Brooklyn, I'm inviting you to invite them. So Friday at 7, it's at Friday the 7th, it's at 7:30 p.m. Saturday we have 2 sessions at 10 a.m. and at 7:30 p.m. and on Sunday it is at also at 7:30 p.m. And so I want to encourage you to let someone know. That's what's on the radar for this upcoming weekend in Kingdom Life Ministries International. And so I want to invite you guys to check this out with Dr. Peter Bonady and the team there at Kingdom Life Ministries International. So guys, again, I really appreciate you locked on to Conversations with Dr. Els. I see my cousin Camilla Holder, great having you locked on to Conversations with Dr. Els. And so I'm talking about my journey over the several past months or so with journeying into my Jubilee year. And I must say, let me say, kudos to my family, my lovely wife and children. They made my Jubilee birthday amazing. All right, they made it amazing, and I'm telling you, I enjoy that so much. I really had a great time. And I am enjoying my Jubilee. I'm talking about challenges and the joys. And so one of the things that I've said is that over the past months leading up to my Jubilee year and into my Jubilee year, it has been challenging connecting with people. There's still some friends who I said I need to connect with that I haven't been able to connect with them as yet. And if you're hearing me and that is you, please forgive me. I will connect with you, all right? I will connect with you. But it came a time when it was just hard to pick up the phone, to send a message, and so I really want to thank for those of you who understand and appreciate that. Let me pause and say hi to Amelia. Great having you locked on to Conversations with Dr. Els. Sharon Priam, great having you locked on to Conversations with Dr. Els. And so I'm talking about what is happening. And one of the things that I realized over these past months, and it's happening now, I continue. One thing that I did, I put together 50 declarations for my Jubilee year. And so far I have been speaking those 50 declarations over my life every single day from my Jubilee birthday right to today. Every single day I have been speaking those 50 declarations over my life. And you might say, well, Dr. Els, what is that about? That is not something that, you need to do, or that is just a waste of time. Let me tell you this. The Bible says that we are created in the image and the likeness of God. We are like God and we represent God. God spoke and he created. And so you can create your world by speaking. And I want to encourage you, those of you who are in Kingdom Life Ministries, you know about this. We talk about this a lot. Make declarations. As a matter of fact, it is said in the Bible in Job, decree a thing and it shall come to pass. All right, you shall decree a thing and it shall come to pass. So if you want to see your life move to the next level, make some declarations, some positive declarations over your life. I started doing that and I am seeing God's hand upon my life. Remember, I'm just talking to you. Let's talk. That is what this conversation is about. Okay? And so I really want to let you know that you can make some declaration. I have made some declarations and I've seen God's hand upon my life. I'm seeing those declarations working for me, and I really thank God for that. So let me encourage you. Hey, make some declaration. I see Cardell Robertson, great having you locked on to Conversations with Dr. Els. And so over those last couple months, I have been with the challenges. There's, like I said, there has been really some joyful moments, and I want to share those joyful moments with you. One joyful moment is the moment that I was able to sit down. As a matter of fact, let me say it this way. I have been in a writing mood over those past couple months, and that has been a joyful time. And I want to publicly thank Dr. Peter Bunady for inspiring me to bring out that writing. Those of you who have been in my class, I taught the West Indies School of Theology from I think it's 2008 or 2009, and every class I would say to the class, in a particular class that I've taught, I said to them, I am going to write a book on this particular subject. And over my 25 years of pastoring, I've preached several hundreds of messages, and one of the things I would always do, a topic would come to mind, and I would jot that down and I will write next to it proposed book title. And so over the years, I developed some book titles that I want to write on. And with the inspiration and help of Dr. Peter Bunady, I want to say to you guys, I am in writing mood, all right? I am in writing mood, and I want to just share with you some of the things that I've started doing, so that you can understand where I am and the joys of what is happening. All right. So my first book, I wrote this book together with Dr. Peter Bunady. You see the book called These Deadly Dudes, Exposing Men That Make Marriage a Living Hell. These Deadly Dudes, exposing men that make marriage a living hell. And hey guys, understand, this book is really about persons. If you are dating, especially you females, if you are dating, if you are looking for a husband and you want to know what person should I look for, or who should I avoid, this book is going to help you to show who to avoid. Some of the problems we have in marriage could have been avoided if we had looked at and pay attention to the red flags before marriage. And so this book tells you about the red flags in men. And hey, I am not beating up on men, because I am a balanced person. But this is particularly for you ladies, or even if you're married and you this book is a good book for you to look at and say, Is my husband this person or that person? And how could you work through that? But there are red flags that you may have seen before you got married, and you dismiss them, and then you're getting hell in marriage. But hey, this book is going to help you, and I want to say to you, you can go onto Amazon, you can put in the title These Deadly Dudes, or you can go on Dr. Peter Bonady Amazon page, and you would see this book, These Deadly Dudes, written by Dr. Peter Bonady and Dr. Ellsworth Neal. And hey, not every man, and let me just tell you what this is about. Not every man is a blessing in disguise. You know, some people, they're looking, I need a husband, I need a man, you know, and everything like that. Not every man is a blessing in disguise. Some are disasters in plain sight. These deadly dudes expose the toxic traits of men who turn marriage into a nightmare instead of a covenant. From narcissists and manipulators to abusers and criminals, Dr. Peter Bonady and Dr. Neal uncover the dangerous mindset that make women suffer in silence. With piercing truth and biblical insight, this book equips women to identify red flags, break free from emotional captivity, and reclaim their identity, reclaim their dignity. All right. It also challenges men to confront their dysfunction and walk in integrity. Whether you are dating, married, or healing, this is a wake-up call you can't ignore. Freedom begins with truth, and this book dares to speak it boldly. And so I want to encourage, this is one of the things, the joys of my Jubilee year, writing this book with Dr. Peter Bonady. And I want to encourage you, hey, you can go up on Amazon, you can get a copy of this book. It's an amazing book. If you have a daughter, you need to get this book for your daughter, so that she would not walk into some of the pitfalls or the traps that other people have walked into. So I encourage you, to just get this book. This is one of the books that I've written with Dr. Peter Bonady. This is a joint project that we've done. And I want to say to you, if you say, well, we're talking about the men, say we're just about the men, there's another book. And again, you could find it on Amazon on Dr. Bonady's page. Wow. Thank you so much, Jana. Jana said she just bought it on Amazon and can't wait to get it. What I want to encourage you to do, Jana, when you read it, I want you to just write a positive review. And thank you for purchasing this book. God bless you. Write a positive review after you read it. And I'm telling you, it's a book that will bless your life. So I want you to get this book. So, and that is just number one in the arsenal of books that I have been writing. Like I said, my Jubilee year, amidst the trials, amidst the challenges, I have been in a writing mood, and it's really been great. Let me pause and say hi to Trevor Cyrus. Great having you locked on to Conversations with Dr. Els. Eugenia Cumberbatch, great having you locked on. So it's great to have you guys on, and I want to say to you, Conversations with Dr. Els will continue, God's willing, over the next few weeks. So I want you to really join me on Conversations with Dr. Els. All right. So the next thing, one of my big thing is family. I am passionate about family. I'm passionate about marriages. I'm passionate about relationships. I'm passionate to see people really live out their lives. I'm passionate about children growing up to be who God has called them to be. And so I in Psalm 127, the Bible says that children are a heritage of the Lord, and the fruit of the womb is his reward. All right, children are a heritage of the Lord, and the fruit of the womb is his reward. And I've always loved that verse. I don't know why I don't have probably 12 or more children, but one of the psalm that I also love is the one that says, blessed is the man that has his quiver full of them. But I have 3 wonderful children, and this verse has always been a verse that I love, that it's inspiring. The fruit of the womb is his reward. Children are God's reward, and so God has given them to us to raise and as stewards, but they are God's children, they're God's reward. And so I took that passage of scripture, being so fascinated by it, and I just started to write along several things along that, and I'm going to tell you all of them, but I want you to see the first thing that I wrote, the first book that I wrote from that concept of the fruit of the womb, is a book called Fruit Friends, God's Big Garden Adventure. All right, I told you that I'm in a writing mood. Fruit Friends, God's Big Garden Adventure. And what is this book about? This book is a book for children. If you have a daughter, if you have a sister, if you have a niece, if you have a cousin, if you have a friend, if you have any child or children in your life, you need to get this book for them. I want to say a special hello to my daughter, Blessing Carter. Great having you locked on to Conversations with Dr. Els. My first biological daughter always say, you have children all over the place. I just love some people have come into my life, and Blessing Carter, you're one of them. So hey, good night to you, my daughter. Mr. Principal, as I call him, my friend, my colleague, Pastor Ezra Waldron, really great having you locked on to Conversations with Dr. Els. And Brav, great having you. All right, Sean O'Neill, my friend out there in Antigua, great having you locked on. And Sean said, I have bought the collection of books. It is such a joy reading them. Yes, Sean has several books written by Dr. Bonady, including this one that we wrote together, These Deadly Dudes. And so I'm talking about Fruit Friends. This is my second published book. All right, I have several coming out, but this is my second published book. It is a book for children. Like I said before, if you have a child, or if you know any children, especially between the age of 3 to 8, this book is for them. Or even if they're younger, their parents could read to them. As a matter of fact, I've heard reports already from a parent who have been reading this book to their child, and it's just so amazing. Like I said, the idea of this book is from the passage, children are heritage of the Lord, and the fruit of the womb is his reward. And so what I've done with this book, I extrapolate from that passage and take the idea of fruits. We love fruit. If anybody know Dr. Els, Dr. Els is probably the biggest mango lover there is in the world. All right, I'm a fruit guy. I love fruits, especially mango. Right? So what I did, I take that passage of scripture and I look at different fruits. As you would see there is banana, orange, grapes, apple, even lemon that oftentimes is sour and such like that. And I take the analogy of fruit and I look at the developmental stages of children, and I compare that with what the Word of God says, because we need to understand that each child has a unique personality, and they need to know who they are, right? Lemon, although sour, talks about resilience. Okay, grapes grow in bunches, all right, and so banana grows in bunches, and so there's that aspect of being together, of unity. And so this book, I would encourage you again, like I did with Deadly Dudes, to get a copy. You can go on Amazon and you can put that in, or you can type in Dr. Ellsworth Neil and you would find this book up on Amazon, and you can order a copy. I'm telling you, this is going to be great for your children. Okay, so hey, I want you to get a copy, buy a copy, and also leave a review on Amazon. I'm telling you, this is a great book, and I'm really encouraging you to get this book. It's gonna be good for your child. It's gonna be good for and this is male and female, all right? So it's gonna help them to, be the kind of person that God desired them to be. So parents, you can read that to your child or children. Also, I want you to understand, coming out of this concept, I have in the works, and they will be published soon. I have in the works a teen devotional that is there. You can check it out on Amazon. I have in already manuscript already finished. I have a youth devotional. So if you have a teen in your house, if you have a youth in your house, I am actually right now writing from inspiration of a cousin of mine. I am writing a men devotional, and I am going to do a woman devotional. I'm telling you, I am really excited this Jubilee year. There are just several things that I am doing, and again, I must say thanks to Dr. Bonady, who has inspired me and helped me walk through this first book. And so I am just on a road of writing. And so let me just pause and say hi to Rose Branch. Great having you on Conversations with Dr. Els. Go up on Amazon and purchase Fruit Friends, God's Big Garden Adventure. There is another one that called Fruit of the Womb, using from the scripture, and that is a book for parents who need to help parents raise children in a godly way. So guys, look out for these coming and several more books on Amazon, or you can just hook me up and say, Dr. Els, I need a copy, and I would be able to ship out a copy or so for you. But guys, this is what has been happening over the past several months that I've been off Conversations with Dr. Els, and I am back, and we are going to have a fantastic time. We're going to have a fabulous time. But I want to say to you, those of you who are in the New York area, in Brooklyn area, check out this weekend, Friday to Sunday, at Kingdom Life Ministries. I want you to check out that weekend of impartation, and I'm telling you, it's gonna be such an amazing time. Those of you who are in Barbados, I want to let you know that these Deadly Dudes are already there. You can see. I know, for example, Rose Branch, I know you should know this person. You can see Roseanne Maxwell, and they're going to be soon in the bookstores there in Barbados. Guys, I am telling you, I am excited about what God is doing, and all these books are going to be in bookstores in Barbados, in St. Vincent. But for now, you can go up on Amazon and you can check out these books. And so we have these Deadly Dudes. wanted to check it out. And we also have Fruit Friends and more to come. So guys, I really want to say to you, I thank you. Thank you for being my friend. Thank you for being my brother, my sister. Thank you. You are just an amazing bunch of people that I love very much. And it's really great to have you guys locked on to Conversations with Dr. Els. I am looking forward to see you guys in our next session on Conversations with Dr. Els. But in the meantime, I want you to just check out these books on Amazon. All right, check these books out on Amazon, and I'm looking forward for you guys to be with me on Conversations with Dr. Els. All right, so this is where before I go, I see Nyasha Warrell. Great having you locked on to Conversations with Dr. Els. Okay, share this conversation. Let everyone know Conversations with Dr. Els is on. And before I go, for those of you in Barbados, what's happening this weekend also, I want you to go. The West Indies School of Theology is having its graduation on Saturday the 8th. I want you to check that out also. Like I said to you, I have been teaching the West Indies School of Theology from 2009, and I really, there have been some great caliber of people passing through West Indies School of Theology. Yes, Princess Vicky said, Fruit Friends is a perfect Christmas gift for my godchildren. All right, and so yes, it is a perfect Christmas gift for your children. But as I was saying, if you're in Barbados, Pastor Ezra Waldron, the principal of the West Indies School of Theology, is locked on, and they are having their graduation this year at Kingdom Life Assembly in Barbados. You need to go and check that out. All right, so I want to thank you. It's been such a wonderful privilege to be back on Conversations with Dr. Els, and I am looking forward for just such a wonderful time together as we connect. We're getting into the Christmas season, and if you know me also, you know I love Christmas. I always say after my birthday, the next important thing is Christmas. So I'm looking forward to being with you on Conversations with Dr. Els. God bless you, and have a wonderful rest of the evening. Until next time, remember, whatever you do this week, make sure you add value to someone's life. Okay, whatever you do, make sure you add value to someone's life. Hi, Wendy. Great having you locked on to Conversations with Dr. Els. We hope that you will be able to lock on a little earlier as we are finishing up this evening. But hey, again, let me just reiterate two things. I want you to go on Amazon or Simi, get this beautiful book, Fruit Friends, God's Big Garden Adventure. It's a great Christmas gift for your child or children. You need to get this book. All right, Wendy, you need to get this book for your grandson. Andrea, you need to get this book for your niece, for any child you know. This book is really a great book for you to have. And if you don't have these deadly dudes, you need to also get a copy. You can check me out. You can message me, direct message, or you can go on Amazon and you can get a copy of any of these books. All right, any of these books. So hey guys, it's really great being on with you, and I said bye-bye. I salute you, and I'm looking forward to see you next time on Conversations with Dr. Els. Blessings on you, and have a very good night.